G'day everyone, welcome to this video on finding the equation of a line in general form. Okay, so we've looked at y-intercept form. Here specifically, we're looking at the general form. So here's our process. Here we've got numbered steps. Firstly, identify the slope. Sometimes it's going to be given, sometimes you need to calculate it using the slope formula. Then we're going to express it like this. Okay, ax plus by is c, and we get these coefficients a and b from the slope. Okay, so let's get straight into the first example. Find the equation of a line that passes through these points. Well, I'm not given the slope, so the first thing I need to do is calculate the slope. So remember, slope is y2 take y1 divided by x2 take x1. So I'm going to go through and label these points. Here can be y2, x2, y1, x1. All right, so now y2 take y1. So at the top, we're going to have minus 5 take away 1 divided by x2, which is minus 6, take away 2. All right, so that's what we're calculating, and we're going to simplify that. So minus 5 take 1 will be minus 6, and minus 6 take 2 will be minus 8. So we have minus 6 divided by 8. Now we have negative at the top and bottom, so they're both going to cancel. And 6 divided by 8 we can express as 3 divided by 4 in simplest terms. So that's 0.75, right? So this is our slope, all right? Part 1, identify the slope, done. Now we're going to express it as ax plus by. So let's look at our slope here. We have a slope of 3 on top of 4. 3 on top of 4. So we're going to look up here and we're going to go, which one does it correspond with? Is it a on top of b, or is it negative a on top of b? Well, because our slope's positive, we're going to use the first one, where a corresponds with 3 and b corresponds with 4. So therefore, we're going to have 3x take 4y equals c. All right, a corresponds with 3, b corresponds with 4, so 3x take 4y equals c. All right, so step 1, step 2 done, and now step 3. We're going to input the coordinates to determine the value of c. So we can put either of these coordinates in, it doesn't matter. Both of them are going to obtain the same value of c. So let's go with this one because there's less negatives involved, right? So I've got 3 times the x value, which is 2. Take away 4 times the y value, which is 1, is going to give me c. And we'll calculate that. 6 take 4 is c. And we've got 2. c is 2. So therefore, the equation of this line in general form, is 3x take 4y equals 2. All right, so here we have it, 3x take 4y equals c. We determine the value of c by putting it in, and then we have 3x take 4y is 2. That's our final answer. So just to recap, what did we do? We had to identify the slope first. There's the slope, 3 on 4. We look at the slope and we say, which form does it match? It's this one. So we're going to express it like this, 3x take 4y equals c, and then we input any coordinate to determine the value of c, and that's the equation of our line. Okay, let's move on to the next one. We've got find the equation of a line with a y-intercept of 3 that passes through the point x is 2, y is minus 9. X is 2, y is minus 9. So here, we're not told the slope. We are told the y-intercept, and we are told this coordinate. So it looks like you might look at that and go, we've only got one coordinate, how are we going to determine the slope? But this by itself is actually a coordinate. It's sort of like hidden for us, right? And so we need to do a little bit of working out. If we have a y-intercept of 3, okay, when x is 0, y is 3. So that means one of the coordinates is 0, 3. Okay, so that's how we have to decipher that piece of information and figure out what does that mean for us. And then our other coordinate is 2 minus 9. So we'll go through and label them, x1, y1, x2, y2, and let's calculate the slope. y2 take y1 divided by x2 take x1. All right, so minus 9 take 3 will take us to minus 12 divided by 2. We've got a slope of minus 6. Minus 6. Now we have to, so that's like first step, identify the slope, right? And then we're going to go, okay, which one does it resemble? And you might say, well, it's going to be the negative one, but we don't have a fraction. We've just got the number 6. 6. Well, remember, 6 by itself is 6 divided by 1, isn't it? 6 divided by 1. So now that we've expressed it as a fraction, it's going to match the second form, which means we're going to have ax plus by is c. All right, so we'll write that out. Ax plus by is c. That's the form we've got. A corresponds with the top. B corresponds with the bottom. All right, A corresponds with the top. B corresponds with the bottom. So we're going to have 6x plus one lot of y. So we can just write y equals c. Okay, so identify the slope, done. State it like this, express it like that, done. Now input the coordinates. So we can input either of these coordinates. This one's going to be nice and easy because there's a 0 involved. So we're going to have 6 times 0 plus the y value is equal to c. 6 times 0 is 0. So we've got c is 3. And so therefore, the equation of our line, 6x plus y equals 3. Okay, that's the equation of our second line in general form. So here's how we're solving the equations in general form. All right, just a quick recap of our process. Identify the slope, express it as ax plus by. So we need to express the slope as a fraction. If it's positive, it's going to have this form. If it's negative, it's going to have this form. And then we sub in a coordinate to state the equation of the line in final. So that's finding the equation of a line in general form.